Well, hello, and again, welcome to the Sunday scan. I'll try to go over the scan session real quick with you guys and give you the ideas for the next week. You see here, we're going to start with the PH. This is printing a decent descending triangle formation on daily pattern that broke with a nice hammer holding prior support here, and it's riding right here on top of this 50 simple moving average running towards a 100 on daily. And as of right now, we see the 20 at 25.36, decent range to the upside. It is a pretty decent opportunity here to keep an eye on. I'm definitely gonna do that because we can run to the high of this pattern right here, sitting right here at the high of this 131.50. So as of right now, it's a pretty decent range all the way back to the high of this pattern, and I like it for the next few days. Also, we're gonna take a look here. Bonus round, we're gonna go into here that I didn't add in the watch list on the email. So we got here and the daily on here. See a pretty decent consolidation here. Over the last session, we had a nice ramp up. We can see here how we had a high here of 1986 and we broke that high. We got a nice range all the way to $21 here. And if we can maintain the trend and keep going to the next spot, I'll be paying attention to this spot here to the $25 mark. Again, this is a bonus name that I'm adding here on the video, so I didn't add it on the email list. Okay, also want to give you an update on it. Looks a little messy on here intraday, but I want to show you how over the last couple of weeks, since the last couple of Fridays ago, back here got a high at 286, then they pulled back and came right back up again. We are making the range right back up to the 490, and God knows how far we're gonna take this one, baby. But as of right now, it's working in a pretty decent way. We got a high on this one here on the last couple of days of $3.19, going to a higher spot. I bought for a swing here on the first day. We had a push right here. We had a high that day at 286. I had an alarm type, pardon me, an alert set up that day, and it pulled back intraday. I bought at $2.62, and as of right now, yes, it did pull back pretty hard on this candle here, but we had a little hammer on the daily, 223 low here, and now pushing back. We got into the 319 over the last couple of sessions though, so I think we're gonna have a pretty decent range all the way up there. GPS, we have GPS here. We are hovering and trading close to the prior low here. You can see resistance on one spot in place here, and then keeping the resistance here, holding that range. Up really hard. That was back in April and March and April when we had the pandemic news, right? Right now, you can see this uptrend. It went right back up. Over the last couple of days, we had this formation, and we had a little triangle, descending triangle, more like a wedge than a triangle, really. And we had a break. See, keeping the range, and we got two hanging mans, one next to the other right here. I'm expecting a little pullback over the next couple of days. I think it will give us that nice range down, so I'm gonna keep an eye on it over the next couple of days. KODK, showing a little bit of strength, higher volume here, 39.4 million on this session. And if you look at here on the daily intraday, you look at the nice push that we had over the last trading session though. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Chances are we might be able to see this one rack up all the way to the highs. You can see it's 1079 high right here, and on the last session we had a 1077. So by 2 cents, it didn't, retest that area, but we're pretty close to that spot. So I think it will be a decent thing to keep an eye on to this high here. Chances are we can get to 1250 right here. I'm gonna keep an eye on it over the next week. We're gonna go into M. Okay, so MDLA, nice round bottom formation. See resistance right here. I think we got a retest of this area and a possible area retest of this prior resistance on the daily, 36.53 and 39.28. An eye on it after we printed this round bottom formation right here, and you can see how we are hovering pretty close to where we found this support here. It's pretty close to where we have this hammer formation on that moving average holding that support. You can see how it rode on top of the 50. Right here we hovering close to these areas back here. So we found support here, coming right back up on that round bottom formation right back up. So I'm going to keep an eye on it over the next week. And the last name on this list is SPAC. We saw this one move really nicely over the last couple of months, and we have a nice range here. So we have some consolidation right here in between the moving averages. Right here we have a hammer on top of the 50, and we reclaim the area here on decent volume 2.7 last trading session 3. So we got increasing volume in this thing, and we are hovering between the two moving averages right here. So I'm expecting a little break of this range right here all the way to the 1530, break to the spot, and a possible retest of the 1660 and this high right here of 1739. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. If it really holds that support really strong, and also we can probably have a retest of these areas right here, $21.60. I will say for $0.50 resistance, $21.50. Those are the names I'm gonna be watching over the next week, and I hope you enjoy this Sunday session video. Take care.